Hello, everybody. This is the RSN Wrestling Podcast. And right now, this is me, the Mastermind Sal. Right now, we're waiting for Big Man Rich to come in. Just give it a minute. You're going to see.
Yo,
Yo, what's up, man? Guess what?
what?
You're live!
Really?
Yes, you're live.
Very nice.
You know what happens to people when they what you call it? When they come late?
I make the list.
They go live!
That's
That's what's going to happen. Welcome, everybody. This is the RSN Wrestling Podcast. The Mastermind Sal. And the other line we got, Big Man Rich.
What's up, guys?
Like I said, we're RSN Wrestling Podcast. We love throwing people off their feet, especially when it's big man Rich. We got to. We have to. I
Yeah,
just had to do that, Rich. I had to, man.
that's fine.
Would it be okay if we start out like this? What do you think?
I'm fine with it.
Let's do it. So I mean, so this is actually the edition of where we're gonna start the shoot, right?
Yeah.
All right. So this is the RSN Wrestling Podcast edition of the shoot. Pretty much where we just break down everything that's going on in the wrestling world and kind of just breaking down all that's happened pretty much. Rich, I know you're the guy that runs the Twitter page, right? The RSN at RSN Podcast Twitter page, where you kind of just go through it and kind of see what's going through WWHQ, go all the through the files and everything, mess it up, and kind of get back to your tunnel, back to Brooklyn, right? So,
But you're forgetting one thing, though.
Yep.
I don't clean up.
All right, you don't clean up, right? My fault.
I just leave it.
And what'd you find? Or what'd you leave?
I leave the biggest fucking mess for Triple H and stuff, and you clean up.
All right, damn. Probably Vince is probably pissed off too, right?
Oh, him and Kevin Dunn are furious.
Of course, because in the back fucking each other over Roman Reigns' picture.
That is true. Oh, they're in heaven right now because Triple H made the match official for Roman and Taker.
Really?
Oh, that Kevin Dunn and Vince McMahon are having a freaking jerk-off celebration.
They have to be. Because it's like, really you're just going to have that match happen. I mean, well, so far, since the last time we spoke about, of course, I think last time we were speaking about was ROH basically, having the whole kind of thing, their extravaganza, all that stuff. And then, of course, now basically it's the WWE. So, let's take it back to after ROH had that big event and everything.
The Manhattan Mayhem.
Yep.
We were almost there. We almost fucking went to that fucking show.
Like I said before in the last podcast, we were here. We were almost there to trying to go into that podcast. We were almost there to kind of do it, but at that time we were doing the year-end review podcast. Pretty much what we have later on, coming up later this, I think, to next month. You're gonna see. But like I said, that's a sacrifice we're willing to take. Right?
Yep.
And like I said, this is not just a 2-man podcast. You got another guy, right?
Who?
Woo!
Is it the guy who runs the best wrestling site ever?
Is it the guy that provides the best? Best coverage, up to date, minute by minute, step by step, in-depth coverage.
Does he go by the name The Knight who runs the site?
Yes, I know him too. Do you know him too?
What's the name of that site though?
I forgot. What's the site? Oh my god!
It's not ROH. It's not WWE. It's not NXT.
I think it brings me back to 3 letters. PWO. And that's
Pro
not
Wrestling Opinion.
That's not a step off of the NWO. That's basically Pro Wrestling Opinion. 3 letters, but it kind of makes a whole image right there. Pro Wrestling Opinion. Basically,
hey, Sal, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What time is it?
What time is it? Let me see. Let me check my watch. I hear a tag, right?
Is it tagline time?
Tagline time, right. And who's the man to do it?
Who else? But the big guy.
All the time. What's the tagline? Let's hear it.
Reading is fundamental. Reading about wrestling puts you over.
Puts you over. That's how it is. And
not over like Roman Reigns.
No, not like him. No. We put you over like John Cena back in 2006, like that.
Or if you want to go Impact Wrestling over like Cody.
Yep.
Or you
Or-
can say over wrestling in general, over like the Broken Hardys.
Over like the Broken Hardys right now. Well, speaking of Broken Hardys, I know like you've probably been seeing what's going on with the whole situation. They left ROH, of course, and of course, following that, they kept getting all these kind of allegations, right? Legal and all that.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this: do you ever feel like the Broken Hardys will show up in WWE?
Of course, they're gonna show up on Sunday.
As broken up, as Broken Hardys?
Yep.
You sure?
Because Rebby now owns the rights to the Broken gimmick.
Really?
They won the. Basically, they didn't win the case yet, but if Impact wants to do that, they have to go to Stamford, Connecticut's lawyers.
Wow. But
Yes,
isn't
sir.
isn't that all, they said that Jeremy Borash's brainchild, isn't it?
Yeah, but Rebby has it.
I mean, let's take it back to when he was in ROH, when Matt Hardy was, big business Matt. Yeah, I think that started back that time, right? What did you say?
Just about.
And it totally it feels like it kind of evolved from that. I think we were talking about this before too. Basically, in our whole year in review podcast, which will be coming soon, we kind of went ahead and kind of just did that. As we said, we kind of slowly got you into this kind of groove, and of course, it's like the biggest what should I say? The biggest name that kind of came out, I think, when we were discussing was Broken Matt Hardy as one of those big guys, as one of those categories. Of course, we don't want to spoil it for you. That'll come up soon, but you'll pretty much know what we're talking about. What'd you say?
Without a doubt, he basically ruled 2016.
Definitely did, and there's many different moments. Of course, about deletion and all that stuff. The Broken Hardy compound.
Leader Decay.
Well, let me ask you this: did you notice something from this past week's Raw? Of course, I'm talking about, of course, the one that was in. I think it was where was it?
Philly.
Philly, right? Philadelphia. And you remember this whole thing with it kind of felt like they were kind of, especially SmackDown this week too. It kind of feels like it was kind of bringing like a whole fantasy wrestling kind of feel, didn't it?
Yeah.
It kind of felt like WWE was trying to mimic what they're doing in the Indies, like in Lucha Underground and all that stuff, and having their own style. Like especially with the Bray Wyatt segment and all that stuff, and Randy Orton. And then you see also.
Speaking of Lucha, I've been watching it on Netflix since season 1 and 2 on Netflix.
Yes. Now they're on Netflix. But how you liking that now?
Oh, I love it.
It's season 1 and 2, right?
Season 1 and 2.
Damn. So it looks like they're going global then.
I'm on like episode 10 almost.
Wow. That's season 1 or season 2?
Season 1.
Season 1. So you're probably watching it all over again, right?
Yeah.
Ah, that's good. Because I think that's probably the best step for them. That's how they're gonna expand. Because think about it, has WWE ever had anything that's been on Netflix yet? Nothing.
WWE only had like stupid freaking documentaries that no one cares about.
Yeah. I mean, here's one thing, like the Iron Sheik story, that was on Netflix. Nick Roberts.
They should just give freaking Iron Sheik his own thing to do. Give him his own freaking show on the network.
Why not? Exactly. It's like there's so much untapped talent. Just go ahead and have that happen right there. That'd be so hilarious. Like I said, just have him.
Not even that. Just let him talk for like an hour. Give him the freaking.
He's the master of promo cutting. Why not? It's like why not?
Give him the freaking mic. Let him do. Like, don't get me wrong. I love Corey. That show, Bring It to the Table. Great show. Just give freaking Iron Sheik that show for an hour.
That's right. Have him be with Corey Graves and JBL, and then when they're talking about like opinions on stuff, he'll let you know. It won't be like some kind of BS like, oh, it's good, one simple answer. They'll be straight down to the point with some crazy tagline.
Break your back, make you humble.
Make you humble indeed. I mean, well, let me ask you this. Speaking of Iron Sheik, another big wrestling legend that came out. Well, I mean, are you noticing this right now? I'm kind of doing the whole Josh Matthews thing, don't you think?
Don't get me wrong. I'm not a fan of Josh, but since this new company took over Impact, I love heel Josh.
Heel Josh. Well, I'm starting to do the same thing now. Whereas like Big Brother. Oh, speaking of cameras, they have cameras in Big Brother house. Do you know that? Really?
Yeah. To be honest, I think we should have like the face, the heel, and the tweener.
Face, the heel, and the tweener.
Me,
Maybe that should be a new segment.
you, me, and Nick.
The face, the heel, and the tweener. We gotta discuss that. We gotta take that. That sounds like a good idea. I'm about to write that down. We should make that into a segment.
I choose heel.
I choose the tweener.
Okay.
And we have to find out. Like I said, that's that
I
might
like
be.
it though.
I mean, that's a pretty good. Maybe idea for a show. Maybe you never know. So
Like we should do. What we should do is have coverage of a old wrestling, Raw, SmackDown, or a pay-per-view, and just do like a play-by-play. Do something old school.
like if they're
I like the idea. We should just throw that towards Nick, see what he says. Do it like once in a while. What do you think?
what happened?
I say we throw that idea towards Nick. Do it like once a month or something, maybe.
Definitely, it might work. You never know. I mean, well, of course, like I said, RSN, we're kind of expanding here, so of course, we just keep going with this, So
What was the line? We're not knocking on the door.
we're
Kicking
keeping that
them
motherfucker down.
And
Yeah, we're kicking that motherfucker off his hinges, definitely. And that's pretty much where we're right here. Like I said, we're gonna keep going with this. So more comprehensive things and all that stuff. Also, we're gonna be having, like I said, probably later on. Like I said, probably later on this week, a WrestleMania preview. Pretty much just talking about what's happening with wrestling, wrestling and all that stuff. Pretty much the preview for the whole pay-per-view. Talking about breaking down the card down one by one and all that stuff. I mean, do you see this whole schedule that's up right now?
don't worry, WWE, we're not going to show any footage, so you don't have to friggin' have copyright claims and all that. Don't get your fucking panties in a bunch.
We won't
Vince.
believe this time. We're a lot more smarter now. We know what we shouldn't be doing. We'll give the credit, like I said. We promoted the freaking network in the last 2 posts on the Royal Rumble, and we didn't get taken down one bit. Why? Because, like we said, we're not coming over here. We're not saying this is our content. This is RSN Wrestling podcast property. No, all we're saying is we're doing this for a commentary purpose. This is something that we're doing just because we're passionate wrestling fans. Just like
We're not trying to get $10 a month.
Indeed, we're not trying to get those $10 that WWE is trying to take. We're not part of that. We're not saying that. All we're saying is all we want to do.
You're a freaking multi-billion-dollar company.
Exactly, and we're just 3 guys from Brooklyn just trying to talk about wrestling in a casual manner, and it's like, really, you're just gonna restrict us? This bullshit. So we've gotten smarter, but like I said, we'll see from there. We're gonna see that later on too. But before we speak about, of course, WrestleMania, what about the build-up? What do you feel about the build-up between Goldberg and between Brock Lesnar?
Oh, sorry, you were saying something about the most boring match on the card?
Oh, yes. I'm talking about the same card where they're planning to have it the last match at Mania. And mind you, it's only going to be about, 40 seconds?
I say about 35 seconds.
35 seconds. Oh, my God. So that's the lowest that we've ever gone. I'd say about 15 seconds.
Well, as everyone knows, I'm a big fan of the Taz show.
Yep.
So I was listening to the Taz show.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Taz and Lumberjack. Taz's idea for the match: Goldberg is going to start the match with a spear, but Lesnar's going to move. Mm-hmm. So Goldberg's going to miss the spear, which will throw off his whole game plan.
Mm-hmm.
So it actually becomes a regular match.
I hope. Because I think they're sick and tired of seeing this happen again over and over and over again.
So spear, jackhammer, win.
Yeah. It's like, come on, you're just gonna and think about this also. Lesnar is the same guy that dominated the streak. A man that has matches with people for over, like I'd say, for extended periods of time. 30.
The same guy that friggin' busted open Randy Orton.
Yeah, the same guy that, nearly broke his neck.
The same guy who took someone by the name of Roman Reigns and brought him to a new town.
Yep.
Named Suplex City.
Yep.
Same guy who gave John Cena 16 German suplexes.
Yep.
Must we go on?
Yeah, and it's like, come on, you're really gonna have this guy get buried? like that, it frustrates me. It's like, come on, and this guy's on top of that. You already have people saying, "Oh, part timers, part timers, part timers." This just enforces that.
Goldberg's the biggest part timer ever.
I feel like it's this whole like
Since he won the title, has he defended it?
not at all. No,
When Lesnar won the title, how many times did he defend it?
he defended probably every other pay per view.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. That's pretty much what it comes down to. I think what this comes down to is Goldberg just trying to get his due. He's trying to say, okay, this is my pay per view. Signed that dotted line. He said, this is the condition. You better follow it. If you don't, I'm getting the fuck out. I'm not doing it.
Well, going back to what I said before, when did Lesnar win the title?
Lesnar won the title what, last year? No, the year before.
And he defended against Randy Orton, right?
Yep.
Which was probably what, like a month and a half after he won it, give
Yep.
or take.
Yeah.
Goldberg has the title for how long now?
About a month.
Any defenses?
Nothing.
See the difference? You see where I'm going at, right?
Yeah, I see. I mean, I think that's probably one of the biggest factors. It's like, okay, we barely see the Universal title. If we do, especially these past weeks, it's been segment after segment after segment where it's just him coming out, making a speech or whatever, taunting Brock taunting him. Basically just his promo. That's it. No wrestling. No action, no nothing. It was just, okay, fine. Oh, at most, we got F5 while holding the belt. Okay. That just shows a visual representation of what's going on right now. Basically, he just wants to hold on to the spotlight, and that's it. But do you feel like it's also like a thing of like Sting? For example, where Sting, of course, he has what you call it, his his unfortunate kind of thing in the ring where he kind of ended his career right there against Seth Rollins. Don't you feel like this is a continuation of that? Maybe they're saying, okay, we had that saved up for Sting, but now we got Goldberg. He can continue that.
Yeah.
I kind of feel that way to me. It kind of feels like, okay,
I see where you're going, though.
yeah, it kind of feels that way. It kind of feels like, okay, that there's some there's an incomplete kind of thing. Let's go ahead and just have it. And maybe
So
they're saying,
because it didn't work out with one WCW legend, we try with another.
yeah, and I guess just try to build up the name or whatever, and make an ambassador out of them. So it might be that, but it's just like at the end of the day, we're wrestlers. We want to see, we're wrestling fans. We want to see wrestling, professional wrestling. When it comes to the shows, you want to see something like people get their due, not just some BS matches.
This is the showcase of the Immortals. Give us a match better.
Indeed. I mean,
Lesnar versus Goldberg as
Yeah,
the main event.
come on, it's ridiculous.
You know what should end the show?
What?
Owens Jericho.
Indeed, yeah. I mean, let's talk about this build with the Owens.
And that's not even for a title.
Yeah.
No, it is. It's for a mid card title, but still.
Yeah, it'll be one hell of a match. I can tell you that.
Oh, without a doubt. Now imagine if it was for the Universal title.
When was the last time you seen a bad match between two Canadians? You really can't say.
I don't know, but you know where you could probably check that out?
Yeah.
You could probably go on PWO.
Bro, same thing. 3 letters.
And see it. You can probably read about it.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, that's the thing. Like, you really can't think of.
That was a nice little plug.
Yeah, that was a nice plug. I gotta give it to you. I mean, it's really hard to think about. Is there any other like if you look at any other match in professional wrestling history, 2 Canadians fighting out the ring. Do you ever feel like there's any other bad match between 2 Canadians? Owen Hart and Bret Hart.
Jericho versus Christian, WrestleMania.
Okay, but still, like, it's sold.
That was the last bad match to me.
What about Edge and Christian? Well, Edge and Christian never fought, right?
They might have like once or twice, but it was probably a good match.
And then Edge and Jericho. Like, look at that. Edge and Jericho. Perfect match. Hell, Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit versus Chris Jericho versus Edge versus whoever. Put on 5-star performances.
6 stars.
Yeah. And it's like you can't really look at this and say, okay, this won't be able to put on like a good match. It has to. Like, it's like, it has to. I mean, there's a story behind it too.
Here, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn.
Indeed.
How many 5 stars did they put on?
Yeah.
Even as Dean
wasn't Kevin Owens crying?
Yeah, the house show.
Yeah,
in Montreal.
Right? That was crazy, and that was a shoot. That was a shoot right there. He was.
I didn't even consider that a shoot. That was straight from the heart.
Yeah. Because it's true though. It's true. I mean, it kind of. But how about this? Do you feel like after Mania, do you think that's the plan to have them go at it for the belt?
Probably.
I mean, you got to think about it. They put Sinclair on the map. They put NXT on the map. I mean, put ROH. I'm sorry, on the map for Sinclair Broadcasting. They put NXT on the map right now where it is on the network. So why not put WWE in a bigger platform? Why not have those two fight it out? Makes sense.
Even when they were in ROH, they were the exact line was we're destined to fight forever.
Yeah.
Because they're best friends.
It could be the Hall of Fame of 2050 or 2060.
Just put that match. Just put their feud in the Hall of Fame.
That's it. That's it. Done. Perfect. It's a match made right there. But it's like, this story, like you can't tell anybody that.
Speaking of the Hall of Fame,
Yep.
we have a new inductee to the Hall of Shame.
Oh yes. You were talking about this, right? I know you're talking about this. Who'd you have in mind?
Jim Cornette.
Of course. And he's also coming back to WWE, right?
Just for the Hall of Fame.
I feel like he's gonna do some more stuff too.
The reason why I'm inducting Jim Cornette, because he's a piece of shit. He's the one who said, exact words, Kevin Owens will never perform in front of more than 200 people.
A couple years after that,
What did he do his first match in WWE?
beat John Cena.
And then on top of it, WrestleMania,
Yep.
Royal Rumble,
Mhm.
Survivor Series, SummerSlam.
For 100,000 people.
I just want to see how Kevin Owens reacts when he sees Jim Cornette in person.
That's just gonna be hilarious. I mean, I want to see a lot of people. I want to see a lot of people's faces when they see Jim Cornette.
It's gonna be hilarious.
But I think. Well, here's what's interesting. WWE and Jim Cornette have a kind of strained relationship, right? They haven't talked for a while now. Because of course I know Jim Cornette has been saying a lot of bad things about WWE right now, right?
Oh yeah. Which is actually why I'm surprised they're bringing him back for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's kind of shocking to see that. It's like, wow, you're really gonna bring this guy back after you said all those things? So it's gonna be very interesting to see what he exactly is gonna say and all this stuff. Will he even do anything? Like, will there be any kind of tension or anything like that? Who knows? I mean, also think about it too. There's a whole bunch of TNA names coming through too. So you look back, how many TNA guys have had beef with Jim Cornette?
Where do you want me to start?
You could go run down the list. You'll see. There's probably a whole list of it. When you fuck with Jim Cornette, you know what happens?
You make the list of awesomeness.
You make the list of awesomeness because Jim Cornette's a piece of shit. Exactly. So it's just like, come on, man. It's like, really. Speaking of the Hall of Fame, Cena's inducting Angle. What do you feel about that?
I like it.
That's a good story because, like, if you think about it, Cena and Angle have had this kind of thing in the backstage.
Not even
Where-
that was Cena's first match.
Yeah. It's phenomenal. This guy, like, they had beef in the past and everything, and now they kind of fixed it out and it's all, sorted out. And now he's the one inducting him into the Hall of Fame.
So I respect that
One
one.
story. One hell of a story, though.
I respect that one. That one's good
Gotcha.
choice.
Gotcha. Well, what about the Andre Giant Memorial Battle Royal? What do you feel about Tyler Breeze's Nikki Bella?
Oh, I thought it was hilarious.
I feel like it's hilarious. They should keep that going.
Breezy Bella.
Breezy Bella. Do you think Maurice is a better Bella or Tyler Breeze?
Maurice.
Well, I can't tell no lie, but Maurice looks a lot better as a Bella. No lie.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, holy fuck! I was like, that's really her. For a second, I thought I was actually fucking Nikki Bella. But it's hard to tell. But what do you feel? What do you feel about this match at WrestleMania? These two basically having this kind of thing where it's like the whole build-up. Do you see the last promo that they had?
Oh, when Cena called Miz a pussy on TV.
Yeah, on TV, and then of course,
Something. I think he's gonna get fined.
I don't think he's gonna get fined. I doubt. He's John Cena. And think about it. Who's the guy in production that was that allowed that to happen? What do you think?
Beaver.
A Beaver. Yes, Kevin Dunn. And you know what's really interesting? It kind of felt like there was a little favoritism in this. Don't you think?
Elaborate.
Nikki, what you call it? What was it called? Well, I think what happened was it was kind of like this, like he said it on TV. I think how he said it right there. You don't bring a knife into a gun battle, and that literally was what it is. They set it up just like that. The Miz and Maurice only had knives, and then they had guns. They were allowed to do all that. Imagine Miz. I think he had so much shit they didn't want to say, but he couldn't say it. He wasn't allowed to. But John Cena could say, "Oh, because he's John Cena." People could say, "Oh, because he's Bella." Don't you think?
Well, I just want to throw this out there.
Mhm.
This match is getting great build-up, not even from the guys.
Yeah.
This match is getting great build-up from Nikki and Maurice.
Yeah. But do you feel like it's gonna benefit them?
I think so.
I mean, I like the way that forward was. It kind of brought it back to okay, maybe there's a heel Cena. Maybe there is gonna be like a resurgence of him back in the day when he was
Dr. Thumbnomics.
Thugonomics. Yeah, Dr. Thugonomics. It kind of felt that way, but it was like, well, of course that's not gonna happen for all the time. It's like hero. You know.
Well, I just want to throw this out there. When Miz took off his shirt, I didn't realize how
Mhm.
jacked he is.
Yo, that ass. Yeah, I was like, holy shit! Like he's freaking like, oh my god. But
Because
that
in
was
the
like,
ring, he doesn't look like that.
no, he doesn't.
When
But
I'm sitting there, like, what the hell?
yeah, I mean, if you look at the way that segment was set up, it kind of felt like a little bit of a Broken Hardys kind of thing, didn't it?
Kind of.
Well, style wise, like they were actually going for that whole reality kind of thing, where it was all like like it was all
You broke rule number 162 in
Yeah.
John Cena's house.
just to basically play the fun of okay, this is actual reality, and the spoof. Basically,
But the thing is, he does have a lot of rules in the house.
like that, yeah, it kind of feels that way because it's like and then of course they keep poking at the fun, at the fact that
No
he's
ring.
not manager because da 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 this that. You can't blame the guy. He already has the win.
It's funny though.
Yeah, it is. It is crazy. But I mean, well, let's talk about, of course. I think what else is it? This whole thing with the Honor Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Who do you think is your pick to win?
Here's the thing. There's still names that have not yet to be released.
Do you feel like it's
But-
will show up?
But you know me.
Mhm.
My sources, which is WWE headquarters.
Yep.
Because I have a tunnel. Well, explain the whole tunnel to them, to the fans.
So basically, Rich, like you said, he's if you follow him at RSN Podcast
On Twitter.
on Twitter page, yeah. So basically, you go over there and you can literally see everything before it hits every kind of major wrestling site, all the rumor stuff, everything like that.
I beat Dave Meltzer to the punch. I beat PWI's Mike Johnson to the punch.
Basically, it's like it has actually him going into WWE HQ, going into the offices.
Oh,
picking out
by
the
the way,
plans.
Sal, I'm working on building a tunnel from your house also.
Oh, right. We got to get one from Queens also. So that's one thing too.
I'm working on it little by little. I just want to see how it worked out from my house first,
Ah,
and then I was going to expand.
gotcha. We gotta check this out then. We gotta see how this works. But like I said, he's basically making the tunnel all the way down, straight to WHQ. Pull out those files, wherever they keep it in that folder, and basically just leak it out to the internet right there. That's it.
He has it
Well-
like a little filing cabinet, but I broke the code.
Well, speaking of leaks, this is a big topic ever since I think last week. Cage, Brad Maddox, and Xavier Woods.
Oh, I knew you were going there.
What's your thoughts on this? I mean, this whole situation is bizarre, don't you think?
I've seen it. It's pretty good.
Really? Well, I mean, I've seen like a couple of photos here and there, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, really? I couldn't believe that. And this kind of seems like it was kind of this is like probably pre NXT, right?
No, it was during NXT.
During NXT. And what really got me really like holy shit with this is kind of like this. You see Paige with the belt in her hand, Now, specifically what the lewd acts were, I think, everybody probably has the idea of what basically happened. But basically, it's just, they basically desecrated the belt, don't you think?
Definitely.
Because it kind of felt like, it was kind of like this. Basically, I'll tell you right now. So there was, basically someone nutted on the belt, of course. And there was nut all over the belt, basically, So basically, it's all over the belt. And it's kind of like, okay, so let's say the next person that wins the belt afterwards, they're kissing the belt, that's that. Isn't that nasty?
Not really, because the belt that she has was a replica.
Hopefully.
Because the belt that everyone has, like after you win it and everything, it's a different belt.
It's a fresh belt?
Yeah.
Hopefully this is the case. I mean, I know WWE title, they say they keep using it until the rust comes out. That's what I'm hearing. But because all they do is just change the plates. But then, like, the NXT Women's title, like, I heard that it was like a regular title, like a new title every time. But now it's like,
And if you look at the title now, it's completely different from the one in the
it's
picture.
new logo and everything, so that's hopefully good. But what do you feel like that kind of sends a message to WWE? Do you feel like Xavier Woods needs to be punished for this? Do you feel like Paige needs to be punished?
He hasn't been on TV.
Who, Xavier Woods?
Yeah.
No, he's been on TV.
But not like live.
No, well, here's the thing. Actually, I think they saw he was at what was it? He was at, I think, the opening bell, and I think he was in Philadelphia. Open, like, by where the Rocky statue is,
Yeah.
by that area right there. He was literally like in public and everything, promoting WWE WrestleMania, and supposedly he's still in the cards as the host of WrestleMania.
Basically, from what I'm hearing, they want to keep them off live TV until everything blows over.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, that's it's a good idea at least, yeah. Because if you think about it, look at Brooklyn. What were they chanting the whole time?
We want Paige.
We want Paige. We want Paige. Whenever Xavier Woods came out, we want Paige. We want Paige. Women's match, we want Paige. We want Paige. If I was them, I'd be like, you know what? Here's Paige. Fuck it. Let's give it to them.
I think she's on her way out, though.
It feels that way because it's like, how much more can they keep on saying, okay, let's keep her. Let's keep her.
And you think about it, she's already on strike, too. She just had her second suspension.
Do you feel like she's doing this on purpose? Just to get out of WWE so that she can go and perform in the Indies?
I don't think she's going to be performing in the Indies. She's going to be performing wherever Alberto El Patron is.
So pretty much MMA.
I don't know if she'll do MMA. She'll be in Impact. She'll be in AAA.
Yep. It's bizarre though. It's just a bizarre situation. Now, what do you think is Alberto Del Patron is thinking too? It's like, damn, And imagine an explanation for that.
I don't know. It's a whole big clusterfuck.
What do you feel like this whole story? I'm hearing that the phone got stolen, right? And then I guess someone was threatening to leak all the images.
They all were leaked.
But they said the phone was stolen, right? I think.
No, her iPad was hacked.
Her iPad was hacked?
Yeah.
Really? Because I'm hearing a lot of mixed things. First, they're saying that her phone was stolen or her iPad, some things were hacked.
There was also other women who got it leaked.
Yeah, I'm hearing that. Well, they're threatening, right? They're saying that other women might be leaked.
Melina was leaked, Summer Rae, Maria, and Victoria.
What about Big E?
That one has yet to be.
And supposedly, I think this happened with Gawker, right? Hogan and Gawker.
Yeah.
Supposedly, it was like a VHS tape that was recorded without their knowledge, and then they put it up, and the next thing you know, it became a whole court case, and then ultimately Hogan won.
Well, with this, it's not like it wasn't hidden. She knew it was being done.
Well, do you feel like there's a connection? Like, let's say if they do pin it, let's say if they do punish Xavier, if they do punish Paige, and let's say if they brought back Hulk Hogan, wouldn't that be kind of hypocritical of them?
Yeah.
Because it kind of feels like, because it kind of feels like, okay, this is the same guy that had all these allegations. He said the N-word, da-da-da. Okay, that's past him. Now, of course, this whole sex tape scandal. Oh, okay, is that still someone that you want representing a company? Okay, let's punish him too. But then who wins? It's like, okay, you have all these plans. Now they're all totally set. So I think WWE's in kind of this tough position of, okay, what do we do now? It's hard to say. It's hard to say exactly what's going to happen. But, I mean, what do you feel like is the best course for them to go? Do you feel like it's just keeping them off TV, or do you feel like they need to do something different?
To be honest, I can't even answer that.
It's hard to say, right? I felt the same. I was like, I don't know. If I was in the same position, I don't know what I would do. I would kind of be like, you know what? Fuck all of them. Screw all of them. Just leave them on TV. That's it. And it's like, especially now when WrestleMania is coming off the corner, these guys are the hosts of WrestleMania.
It just happened to be a couple weeks before WrestleMania that this all happened.
You feel like someone's attacking WWE? I mean, of course, a lot of people are probably attacking WWE. They want to see WWE fall. But who do you think would be the culprit of trying to attack WWE right now?
Dixie Carter.
Dixie Carter. So Dixie Carter's trying to sabotage WWE?
Mm-hmm.
Even though she left WWE, though. Or she left TNA.
I don't know. I just felt like saying Dixie Carter.
Dixie Carter. Didn't she make her Hall of Fame, too?
I think she was the second inductee.
She was the second inductee. Well, we got to go and make a list of the whole Hall of Shame. So definitely, we're going to look back on our episode. You're going to see.
The original inductee was Kevin Dunn.
Yep.
Just because it's Kevin Dunn.
Of course, he's an honorable mention every podcast.
Why not? It's Kevin Dunn.
Why not?
The second one was the person who actually is not being re-signed by WWE.
Mm-hmm.
All read everything.
Right.
Can we have a moment of silence for her?
Yes. We need a deep moment of silence.
Okay, moment's up.
Yep.
That was long
Fuck that bitch. Fuck out of here. Fuck her.
That was actually way too long of a moment of silence.
Screw her. I'll be like, good riddance. Thank you. Have a good day. Like, no. Because, I mean, how do you feel about Eva? Do you miss her? I know you probably miss her, don't you?
Hell no.
Well, what do you feel about this? Emelina, I think I spoke to you about this too. Let's say this whole thing with Emelina comes out. Emelina, then turn to Emma, then Emelina. So, let's say they go ahead and keep hyping it up. She's set to show up. Next thing you know, the Titantron goes, all right, everything. Introducing Eva Marie. What would be you thinking on that?
Making her long-awaited re-debut. All read everything. Eva Marie, and then boom, Emelina comes out.
That'd be good too. I love to see that too. But it's still, I mean, it's interesting, especially now WrestleMania. It's hard to tell exactly what's gonna happen, you know. So, I mean, all we can tell you right now, this is our shoot. This is the last shoot before WrestleMania, obviously. So,
do you know where fans could actually view our former, like, our past shoots and everything?
Yes, they can. You can check out our RSN YouTube page. RSN Wrestling, just search it up. RSN Wrestling Podcast.
You could look it up on Twitter at RSN Podcast.
And you know where else you can find it? Do you?
There's Facebook, which everyone basically likes our Facebook page.
Yep. But do you know
there's also the Google, right?
No. I'm talking about another place. Do you know where you can find also our RSN Podcast page, our videos?
SoundCloud?
Do you know? No. Do you know? Do you?
I don't know the name of the site, but I know the guy who runs the site.
It's PWO, 3 letters. Pro Wrestling Opinion. And you don't visit PWO?
Do you know what happens if you don't go to that website?
What happens?
Do you? Do you know? Do you?
Nope. No.
You just made the list.
Just made a list. Holy shit. Damn. That's what I'm saying. Don't be like me. Definitely. Go check out Pro Wrestling Opinion. See all your top reviews.
You have to tell them the famous story. Just because.
I always say this. Like I said, I'm sitting in class, dozing off. I don't know what to do. I ended up looking up PWO, Pro Wrestling Opinion. And literally, as I'm in class, I mean, I would suggest it to the kids out there. You can literally see what's going on in depth. So as you're reading, you're kind of saying, damn, you can actually picture everything as it's going on in your head. And that moment when you're kind of watching the whole thing, you kind of relive and say, damn, you actually does have. Oh my God. So you start looking back and saying, God damn, I really started looking more into PWO. So,
well, kids, don't do what me and him do. Pay attention in school.
Yep. That's right. Always got to focus on school. That's important. So,
Worry about wrestling after school.
yep. That's right. But like I said, this
School
is the
first.
Arsenal podcast.
It should be school, wrestling. Well, school, RSN, wrestling.
Yeah, our school Arsenal Wrestling. Yep. But like I said, this is the Arsenal Wrestling podcast. Until then, like I said, stay tuned for our WrestleMania preview. That's gonna come up soon. Until then, you guys in.
We're RSN. You're not. We're out.
We're out.